Hi guys. Part two promised answers, but instead it gave us more questions. Tonight we're going to break down every major moment from Portia's smear campaign claim to the real reason Kenya bailed on the reunion. Let's start with the biggest clash, Shamea and Portia. Hi y'all, I am Black Blondie and this is Black Blondie TV. Tonight, we are going to deep dive into part two of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion. If you thought part one was explosive, just wait for part two. Took things, part two, they took things to a different level. What I say, like a new level? Yeah, like a new level. There was tears, there was shade, there was jaw-dropping revelations. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you would like, ring the bell so you don't miss out on all of my other reality TV recaps every week. And let's get into it. So, the Shamea versus Porsha showdown. The segment opens with Andy pressing Shamea. Were you part of a coordinated smear campaign against Portia? Portia accused Shamea for fueling rumors, saying that she has been targeted unfairly and it feels like a smear campaign, not friendship. Shamea responds. Shamea neither fully denies nor she apologized. Instead, she questioned why their friendship has been scrutinized more than others on the show. It has been scrutinized more than others. And I think it's because Shamea was a friend to the show before she became on the show. So I always assumed they were like really, really tight, her and Portia, but I don't know. They probably always had a little tension in between their friendship. The group reaction. Everybody was quiet while they were going back and forth. And when I say they were going back and forth, Portia and Shamia was going back and forth. Somebody was saying somebody was lying about some text messages. Portia was saying that she felt this way, but Portia, she sounded very genuine and she sounded like she was very hurt by Shamia. Shamia refused to apologize. I think that was a power move. She flipped the script. Why me, Portia? Why is our friendship any less valid? Any less valid? I think that was very savvy of her, but it also escalated the tension. And what do you think was Shamia's justification, or do you think that she just was trying to dodge accountability? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know. So then we get to Drew Britt, the lawsuit drama. So on reunion part one, Drew said she got a text message from Britt saying that she was being sued. Comes to find out, they said Portia says that Kenya told her that Drew gave her the pictures that was on the poster board at the salon grand opening. And I was like, no, did Drew do that? So, Brit, she has a Brittany, or should we call her Brittany? Brittany Edie. She's suing Bravo, and maybe she is suing Drew, but I don't know about the Drew part. I have to do a little bit of research on that. But she is surely suing Bravo for defamation and emotional distress. Um, Portia, like I said, she claims that Drew leaked that stuff that said that, you know, that set Kenya off to do that. And I think it was like, I don't know what was going on. Like, I'm starting to think that everybody was in on it because it's just too much pointing fingers. And then the new girl said they was an alliance. Shamea, Kenya, and Britt said that they were trying to get Portia in their alliance. And they were starting alliances. So I don't know if they were just coming for not only, they said it was coming for the OGs. So they probably was coming for Portia and they was probably coming for Kenya. So I think it was just all a little setup, a little bait and switch. But Kenya fell for the bait. But, you know, they did read her apology that she wrote. They read Britt's reason why she didn't go. Andy read it. I was surprised by that they read their little Instagram posts. That was cute. That was unexpected because I'm like, why didn't they just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Atlanta cast. I don't know if it's just, mm, I don't know if they all own all of this stuff so they can stay afloat on the show. I don't know what's going on with the show, but Drew was like, I would never do that. But you know, Drew, she sometimes lies. So I don't know. I don't even know if Drew was in on the Marcus thing. Cause I'm starting to think that it wasn't Phaedra. Cause on part one, I thought it was Phaedra, but then I was just like, I don't think it's Phaedra, but I don't think that it's Angela either. So I don't know. It could be Kelly, or it could have been Portia, or it could have been Drew that was in on it. You know, to just spice up things because they were saying like during when they was doing the shooting, well not shooting, when they were like filming the show. I don't want to talk about shooting. You know, when they were filming the show, they said that stuff was a little slow. And we can tell that it was a little slow. Things were a little slow. So I don't know if they were all in on it. But I really think that Angela didn't know about the whole Marcus situation. And then Angela admits that she feels that she was blindsided by Drew's coldness during the season. She thought that they were close, but she feel like she ghosted her at the Bailey Bowl when they was talking to her. They was coming at her head, especially Britt and Kelly. They was tag teaming. That's when Britt and Kelly wasn't buddies. They was together during that time. And they was coming at Angela pretty strong. And they showed it during the reunion that Drew was nowhere to be found. But Angela was going hard for Drew. She was going hard for Drew. So um Drew just shook her head. I can't even remember Drew apologizing. I didn't even put it in my notes that she apologized to Angela, but maybe she did. So for me, this was a master class in courtroom style showdown. Portia had her little receipts. Drew looked cornered, just shaking her head and smiling. But here's my take. Drew's initial hesitation didn't help her. If you're going to deny something, you need to own it confidently. Instead, she lost a little bit of credibility. And also, Angela's hurt feelings added layers. And now we're not just talking about the supposed lawsuit, but also like people feeling neglected in their friendships. So, who do you side with, Portia or Drew or Angela? Like, how do y'all feel about? Do y'all think that Drew really sent no pictures? I don't know, because they were saying somebody named Boo Boo Kitty. Let me stop. I'm just saying, but somebody with a kitty name has gave it to Kenya. That's what I had first heard. That was a long time ago. And she's like on Basketball Wives. I don't know what her name is. I'm talking about Boo Boo Kitty. Like, her name is not Boo Boo Kitty. But her name's something with about a cat. It's something with a kitty on it. So Britt and Kenya's empty chairs. Well, Kenya was not. I guess her invitation got lost in the mail, or she said she was invited and then she was not invited. So their chairs was empty. Britt, I think Britt just did not want to face the fire. Like I said, if I was Britt, I would have just came out there, took it for what it was. I would have been just like Drew, smiling and just shaking my head. And then if I felt like it was getting too hot, I would have just walked off. But I think that Brit should have just came just to finish, just to close that chapter with facing them. But it was a lot that she said she was doing, that she was like a lot of he said, she said that was coming from her side. So I don't know. I don't know if she was just trying to boost up things to make her like, I don't know, make her a little bit more fancy or more popular. I don't know what she was doing. But Shamea on Brit, she said she seemed all smiles post the incident at the little recording. What was that little a showcase that Shamia had? She did seem like she was cool with her. They had seemed like they made up when she was all in her face in Grenada, which was so weird to me. I just thought that was just the weirdest scene like ever. It was very awkward. And then the fact that people were saying that she had got um booty butt naked in front of them darn cameramans. It just had me for a whirlwind. I was like, no. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But she didn't have to bring up her not being a good parent, because I do think that Shamia is a good mother. She's just trying. She at that time, I guess she was just trying to balance everything. Um, But I think that as mothers, mothers should be able to follow their dreams and also um, do motherhood at the same time. It is hard though, but I mean, you can make it work. Now, Cynthia on Kenya. This part made me laugh. Cynthia said the last time she spoke to Kenya was at her salon opening. And she said that was it. She has not heard from her, no apology, no explanation. But she said that she would, what Kenya did, she just didn't stand for it. And she's like, she don't care if that her daughter did that. She still was going to speak her mind about it. And so hopefully, and she said she was kind of sad about it. Um, because I thought they was really close, but that was kind of awkward. But I think that maybe Kenya didn't like the way that Cynthia did it, like said she was wrong in front of everybody. Like maybe she could have pulled her to the side or just spoke to her after the fact and called her and said, that was like really wrong. But she did it in front of everybody. So I felt like Kenya was a little embarrassed because she felt like she should have had her back, and you know, they was I thought they was road dogs. They was like going hard for each other, and then for her to just like say that in front of everybody, and then she was kind of taking Brit's side too. So I could see why Kenya hasn't talked to her, but I don't know. I don't know about that whole situation. That whole situation is like scammy because Britt said that was not her. And then I'm just like, so what was the scheme? It seemed like it was just a scheme. It's scandalous. I just that whole little situation don't make sense. Like they didn't show her the pictures before like they aired it. She couldn't have said something right after they aired the episode to them that wasn't her. But you couldn't even see it on the episode. So I don't know. That whole situation is very sketchy for me. Um so the group's reaction to the Cynthia on Kenya and the Shamea on Brit, the ladies they just exchanged little glances. Some shrugged, others rolled their eyes. But Kelly was sitting over there quiet as a quiet. Kelly was quiet. She was on mute on part two. I didn't hear that much from her. She didn't. They didn't give her much. She didn't talk much. But I must say that absences can speak louder than words. Brit No Show feels very defensive, like she was avoiding accountability. Like I said before, Kenya's absent. She couldn't help it. They didn't invite her. Um, it signals that I think Brit she knew what was gonna go down. She knew that they was gonna go in on her, especially Shamia and Kelly. They was gonna tag team her, since they had that alliance, and she went against the alliance, so called. So, but I, I think the audience are craving closure more than words and Instagram posts from Miss Britt Edie. Will it be addressed in part three? I don't think so. But we wouldn't mind an interview for Miss Brittany. We want to know what was really good, Miss Brittany. Was you just trying to? I don't know. It's just all a bit odd the stuff that she did. But they edit stuff too, so I don't know. But on X, people was, hashtagging Team Shamia versus Team Porsha, Drew Gate. That was trending worldwide. The memes of Kenya's chair being like Kenya Everett's chair, nobody being on the end of the couch that went viral. The social media reactions, they had me laughing. Fans are split. Some say that Portia's too dramatic. Others applaud her for speaking her truth. I applaud her for speaking her truth to Shamea. Shamea was doing quite a bit talking. She was doing quite a bit talking. And the thing about the wedding, that's quite confusing too. But I know in their culture they do a traditional wedding, and then in his, whatever his country, their tradition. I don't know. I thought that they do several weddings. Like they do like maybe a American wedding, and then they do one in his homeland. That's what I thought. So I thought it was just both of them was weddings, but like I guess I'm confused like Portia because I thought that was that was a wedding that she had here too, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Cause I think that was that the one where she was on the horse. They got the pictures of her on the horse. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Drew defenders argued that she was unfairly ambushed, but Drew, I don't know about Drew. Drew be lying, but Drew did show a receipt of that purse. I don't know Judy something. I ain't never even heard of it. But it's some famous purse that everybody wear, a popular purse. Personally, I'm I love the little drama, the little back and forth. I'm torn. Um Everything was raw. What would I rate the episode? I would give it mm, a 8 out of 10. It was the 8 out of 10. It was quite entertaining, especially when they showed the behind the scenes with Mr. Basement getting his hair cut, and they showed, what else did they show? Oh, Dennis, and Portia asked Dennis, did he got any other things that he wants to get off his chest? But I'm excited about part 3. I'm excited to see that because, Charles, he's funny and entertaining. And when him and Angela get together, they are quite the bunch together. So we shall see. But that's it for now. So, outie.